3:38 this season. That's a new ground for him. The pace they're looking for, by the way, is 55 at 400, 152 at 800, and 220 at 1,000. They're going for a quick timing, there's no doubt about that. Rogestan, we saw just then Paul Robinson of Ireland, he's in wonderful form too. He's run 3:38 this season, he's a 3:35 performer. Quentin Tisson of France, big personal best in Heusden back on the 6th of September, only a week or so back. He was third in the French Championships just a few days ago. Ryan Gregson, well, holds the national record, as I said, for Australia, 3:31.06, and was 9th in Rio at the Olympic Games. Matt Ramsden, only 23, 6th in Australia, and his personal best of 3:35 last week. Stewie McSwain, he's in fabulous form. McSwain, he's fast and strong, set a personal best at 1,500 just 3 weeks ago, did McSwain, but he has run 13:05 for 5,002. And Hubs there looks to be a late addition to the field for my money. Hubs, the pacemaker, has been asked to reach 455 seconds, and they really need to go with this, these fellas. Stewie McSwain eases into second place, determined to go with this one. Ryan Gregson's Australian national record, well, the pace that's been requested has set this up so that maybe it could go 3:31.06. You can see McSwain is really going for this one. He's the only man really in contact with the pacemaker Habs. Now, this is important that they get this pace right. 55.74. Could have been a little bit quicker, but it's okay. Important that it doesn't lapse on this second lap. Remember, they're looking for 152 at 800. McSwain is a strong runner. He's one of those athletes who likes to keep the pace really honest. Robinson in third place behind the leading pair, the Irishman. And Ramsden moving around the outside. Ran 3:51 in a mile in Milan. Just 10 days ago did Ramsden, excuse me. Now they come through up to 700. Well, I'm not sure it's quick enough. Went through then about 1:39.5. Hubs really needs to push on here. They're almost queuing up behind him, bunching in second, third, fourth and fifth. And that's an indication that they're not really being stretched. They go through 800, 1:54.14, a long way outside what was requested. McSwain wakes up to that and hits the front almost simultaneously as Hubs moves aside and kicks in hard now with 600 to run, but I think it's all too late. McSwain pushing on really hard, and he's opened up that gap over Ramsden in second place, who's almost holding up the pack, because Stewie McSwain will be frustrated with that. Pacemaking went awry, there's no doubt about it. Nowhere near the 152 that was projected. McSwain then coming to the belt this time. He's got a 15-meter lead, goes through in 2:35. How quick a final circuit can he latch onto the end of this one? Ramsden and Gregson back in the pack, but McSwain here comes to 1,200 meters, and he has certainly kicked in hard. 2:49.17, a 55-second lap to that point. He really has worked hard there, and he's getting his reward, because with 200 meters to run, that's a big gap back to Bibic and the rest of them. Bibic, the Serbian, is a 3:37 performer this year, and yet he's in second place. That's a 25, surely a 30-meter gap back to the pack. They're all watching each other, I think, here, having given up on McSwain, who has a little glance over his shoulder here. He knows the win is his. Ramsden in second place, battling hard to come through there is George Mills, I think, for Great Britain. Or is it West, excuse me, but he dips at the line there. 3:32.19 McSwain, and he will be left there, I suspect, frustrated that he's won by a country mile in middle distance terms. He's run 3:32.19, only about a second outside the Australian record, and yet it wasn't really a race, was it?